You're live and on.
Ladies, you're gonna sit, right? Thank you. So, really fast while we're waiting for the other class, how many of you remember learning to read from Dr. Seuss? I mean, it's like one of the first books you read. It was me. You know, we all bought Dr. Seuss books were purchased, and you learned to rhyme, okay? You learned small words and big words and combining. All kinds of things happen through Dr. Seuss. It's that's so cool. So, how many of you know they found a new book up in the attic of the house? I don't remember what it's called, though. Do you? It was on the news.
I don't.
You know what? I would know it if I saw all of it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get it. So.
You know what? She has a second period class, so I think she probably was just waiting for just. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We got time.
We have time. Anybody, what's your favorite Dr. Seuss book? What's yours?
It was your
Yertle the Turtle.
Have you seen my mother?
Have you seen my mother? Horton Hears a Who.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue
One fish, two fish. Green eggs and ham. Yeah. With green eggs and ham.
The Lorax.
The Lorax. Oh my gosh, Lorax is a great book. Huh? Cat in the Hat. The Sneetches. Very good. Yes, ma'am. Socks and, what's it called? Fox and Socks.
The new one's called What Pet Should I Get?
What pet should I get? Are we getting that book?
Well, as soon as it becomes available.
Yes.
I also have another one. I think it's still up there. I think it's called The Places You'll Go.
The Places You'll Go. You know what? The book, The Places You'll Go. Every year I have friends graduate from college or high school, and that's what they get from me is that book called The Places You'll Go.
That's what my kids
Because
get when they graduate from high school.
high school or college, yeah, I do that.
Out of all the ones I've heard, mainly because my mom used to be a teacher in pre-K, so she read almost
All of them, yes.
They all have to be my favorite. I've not heard like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, yeah. I've never heard a Dr. Seuss book I didn't like. You know, they're catchy. So he teaches rhyming. They teach us about, you know, there's even a lot about life and the environment and live, you know, just who we're going to be in those books. So it's a very, very cool thing.
If I were in this college out, she they asked if she knew any books like that, and then she put any Dr. Seuss book.
Well, any Dr. Seuss book.
She got accepted.
Very good. Excellent. How many of you like Thing 1 and Thing 2? It's not a book, but the characters. So my favorite, I like Thing 1 and Thing 2.
They do the opposite.
Yes, they do. They're opposites day. Green eggs and ham. How many of you have ever eaten green eggs and ham? Raise your hand. I have.
It isn't. It's really good.
I used to make green eggs and ham for my kids when I taught elementary school.
So you just you start making an egg and then you just drop
So green eggs and ham, if you get just egg whites, no yolks. It's no yolk. Use egg whites and you put a little bit of green dye and you whip them up. You get beautiful green eggs, and then you can have green ham if you want. You just have to add a little bit. It looks.
Well, she takes the yolk and puts the green in the yolk, and then the green.
That's interesting. See, I always don't use the yolk. I just use the whites.
Yeah, we use the oat. Yeah, we make the oat green.
That's cool.
My mom does just the white as well.
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
Unless my mom, I need that. If I can have it.
Yeah, tonight should be the green eggs and ham.
Yay!
All right. Okay. So this is one of my very favorite books in the world. It's called Bartholomew and the Oobleck. And so I learned about this book when I was actually student teaching because we made oobleck. And at the end, I'll tell you how to make your own oobleck so that you can do it at home, okay? So Bartholomew and the Oobleck by Dr. Seuss. They still talk about it in the kingdom of Did, as the year the king got angry with the sky. And they still talk about the page boy, Bartholomew Cubbins. If it hadn't been for Bartholomew Cubbins, the king and that sky would have wrecked that little kingdom. So there's the king right up here, and there's Bartholomew down here, that little guy. Bartholomew had seen the king get angry many, many times before. But that year, when His Majesty started growling at the sky, Bartholomew Cubbins just didn't know what to make of it. Yet all that year, the old king did it. All year long, he stared up into the air above his kingdom, muttering and sputtering through his royal whiskers. Things that come down from my sky. All spring, when the rain came down, he growled that. All summer, when the sunshine came down, he growled about that. So it didn't matter to this king what the season was. Things are coming down from my sky. He was very unhappy about it. What's coming down today? Rain, right? Yeah. So would he be happy or grumpy today?
He'd be mad. It's ironic too.
Yeah, he'd be really kind of not happy. All autumn, when the fog came down, he growled at that. And that winter when the snow came down, he started shouting, this snow, this fog, this sunshine, this rain, bah, these four things that come down from my sky. But King Derwin, Bartholomew tried to calm him. You've always had these same four things come down. That's just the trouble, bellowed the king. Every year, the same four things. I'm mighty tired of those four things. I want something new to come down. Something new to come down. Bartholomew gasped. That's impossible, Your Majesty. You just can't have it. Boy, don't you dare tell me what I can and cannot have. Remember, Bartholomew, I am the king. I know, sire, said Bartholomew. You rule the land and you rule the people, but even kings cannot rule the sky. Can't, huh? His Majesty flew into a terrible rage. Well, maybe other kings can't do it, but maybe I'm the one king who can. You mark my words, Bartholomew Cubbins. I will have something new come down. But how to get something new to come down? That was rather hard to think up. And for many days, the old king stomped around trying to figure out some way to do it. Then finally, late one night, when all the lords and ladies of the palace were fast asleep, just as the king was buttoning his royal nightshirt, he suddenly stopped still. A strange, wild light began to shine in his gray-green eyes. Why, of course. He began laughing. They can do it for me. Bartholomew Cubbins, blow my secret whistle. Quick, call my royal magicians. Your magicians, Your Majesty? Bartholomew shivered. Oh no, Your Majesty, don't call them. Hold your tongue, Bartholomew Cubbins. You do as I command. Blow your whistle. Yes, sire, Bartholomew bowed, but Your Majesty, I still think you might be very sorry. Think magicians are kind of iffy? Huh? They might be. He took the king's secret whistle from its secret hook. He blew a long, low blast down the king's back secret stairway. And a moment later, he heard them coming, up from their musty hole beneath the dungeon, up from the empty midnight tunnel to the royal bedchamber tower, came the magicians on their padded, shuffling feet. Up and right into the room they came chanting. Shuffle, duzzle, muzzle, muff, fista, wista, mista, cuff. We are men of groans and howls, mystic men who eat boiled owls. Tell us what you wish, O king. Our magic can do anything. I wish, spoke the king, to have you make something fall from the skies that no other kingdom has ever had before. What can you do? What will you make?
Hail.
No, we'll see. Hail, maybe? There's the magicians coming up. I don't know. We're going to have to see. For a moment, they stood thinking, blinking their creaky eyes. Then they spoke a word. One word. Oobleck. Oobleck, asked the king. What will it look like? Won't look like rain, won't look like snow, won't look like fog. That's all we know. We just can't tell you anymore. We've never made Oobleck before. They bowed. They started towards the door. We go now to our secret cave on Mystic Mountain, Nekatave. There all night long we'll work for you and have Oobleck when we're through. They're going to do something crazy, whispered Bartholomew. Call them back, Your Majesty. Stop them. Stop them? Not for a ton of diamonds, chuckled the king. Why, I'll be the mightiest man that ever lived. Just think of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Oobleck. It took Bartholomew a long time to get to get the excited king to sleep that night. But there was no sleep for Bartholomew, the page boy. All night long he stood in the king's window, staring up at the mystic mountain Nekatave. Somewhere up there, Bartholomew knew the magicians were working their terrible magic. Bartholomew, he doesn't trust them, does he? I wonder if things have happened before. That's what it makes me think, why not? All night the magicians did. All night they walked in circles around their magic fire, making magic, mumbling with their clucking tongues. Oh, snow and rain are not enough. Oh, we must make some brand new stuff. So feed the fire with wet mouse hair. Burn an onion, burn a chair. Burn a whisker from your chin, and burn a long sour lizard skin. Burn yellow twigs and burn red rust, and burn a stocking full of dust. Make magic smoke green thick and hot. It sure smells dreadful, does it not? So that means the smoke is now just right. So quick before the day gets light. Go, magic smoke, go high, go high. Go rise into the kingdom sky. Go make the Oobleck tumble down on every street in every town. Go make the wondrous Oobleck fall. Oh, bring down Oobleck on us all. All right. Do they really know what they're doing?
No.
Not at all. They're just kind of, well, let's see if we can make this stuff work. But what color is it going to be? Green. Okay, you heard that in there. Dawn was just breaking and Bartholomew was still standing, trembling, watching at the bedchamber window. But now, as the sun rose, Bartholomew smiled. Those silly magicians hadn't done a thing. Then suddenly, Bartholomew Cubbins stopped smiling. Was he seeing things? No. There was something strange up in the sky. At first, it seemed like a little greenish cloud, just a wisp of greenish steam. But now it was coming lower closer, down towards the fields and the farm and the houses of the sleeping little kingdom. It was swirling around the topmost turrets of the palace. Tiny little green specks were shimmering in the air right over his head. Funny little greenish blobs, just about the size of grape seeds. He stretched out his hand. He started to catch one. Then he pulled back his hand. There was something frightening about those blobs. Bartholomew slammed the window shut. "Wake up, Your Majesty," he shouted. "Your oobleck, it's falling." Oh, there he is. Yeah. Shut the door. It's like, oh, this is kind of a scary thing. The king sprang out of his royal bed sheets. "By my royal whiskers, it is," he cried. "Oh, that beautiful oobleck, and it's mine, all mine." "I don't like the looks of those blobs, sire," said Bartholomew. "They're coming down now as big as greenish peanuts." "The bigger the better," laughed the king. "Oh, what a day. I'm going to make it a holiday. I want every man, woman, and child in my kingdom to go out and dance in the glorious oobleck." "Out in that stuff?" asked Bartholomew. "Do you really think it's safe, sire?" "Stop asking foolish questions," snapped the king. "Boy, you run to my royal bell tower. Wake up my royal bell ringer. Tell him to ring the great holiday bell." For a moment, Bartholomew Huggins did not move. "Run!" barked the king. And Bartholomew ran. And here it's starting to come down. Little drops and bigger, and you think it just stays nice kind of peanut size? I don't know. What?
First is grapes.
Grapes and then peanuts? All right, let's see what happens. Across the sleeping palace, Bartholomew ran, then up the ladder of the high bell tower. He climbed to the bell ringer's little cubby hole in the belfry. "Ring your bell," he cried. "His Majesty the King proclaims today a holiday." The old man crawled out of his coat, out of his cot. He grabbed the bell rope. "What's this holiday for, Bartholomew?" "You'll find out soon enough," said Bartholomew. The bell ringer yanked the rope. Nothing happened. He yanked it harder. Still, nothing happened. "Hey, what's wrong with my bell?" he murmured. "I'd better take a look outside." He poked his head out through the little trap door. What do you think's outside?
Oobleck.
Oobleck. Why do you think his bell won't ring?
Because it's not clogged with oobleck.
Oh, like a big old clog in a sink, huh? I don't know. We'll see. So there it is. But look what's coming down already, guys. You see back there? It's all coming down. I don't know. Whoa. "Merciful gracious," he gulped. "What's that? All over my bell like greenish molasses." "Not only your bell," Bartholomew cried. "Look at the poor robin down there in that tree. She's stuck to her nest. She can't move a wing. That oobleck's gooey. It's gummy. It's like glue." Ooh. The bell ringer wrung his hands. "If that green stuff sticks up robins, it'll stick up people too." "Someone's got to warn the people," cried Bartholomew. "Got to wake them up and warn them to stay inside their houses. I'll tell the royal trumpeter," he shouted. He turned and slid like lightning down the bell tower ladder. Okay, so we have Robin is stuck to her nest. The bell is all gooey and sticky, like molasses. That's a great word to describe it. Yeah. To the trumpeter's tower raced Bartholomew Cubbins, and up on the steps 4 stairs at a time. As he ran, he could hear the plop, plop of the oobleck on the window panes. It was pelting against the palace walls as big as greenish cupcakes now. So we had grapes, peanuts, and now we have cupcake-sized oobleck balls. He yanked the covers off the snoring trumpeter. He shoved his cold trumpet right into his sleepy hands. Get up, warn the people, blow the alarm. Alarm? Yawned the trumpeter. Then his eyes saw the oobleck. Those green things, Bartholomew? Where'd they come from? The king, panted Bartholomew. His royal magicians made them. The royal trumpeter leapt from his bed. That king of ours should be ashamed. He jabbed his trumpet out of the window. I'll blow, he shouted, the loudest alarm that's ever been heard in the kingdom of Did. Right. Uh-oh. What do you think?
It did.
He put the trumpet outside the window. What do you think?
It got clogged.
I'm
You
great.
think it might get clogged? Well, let's see. But all the royal trumpeter blew was a glug. My horn, he gulped. One of those green things flew inside it. He tried to blow it out. He couldn't blow it out. He tried to shake it out. He couldn't shake it out. I'll get it somehow, he yelled. I'll pull it out. No, shouted Bartholomew. Don't you touch it. The trumpeter's hand was already in it. His fingers grabbed hold of the lump of oobleck. He could feel it squiggle around his fist like a slippery potato dumpling made of rubber. He yelped. He pulled with all his might. The oobleck began to stretch. Then, gloing, the oobleck snapped back inside the trumpet. It yanked his arm back with it, right up to his elbow. I can't wiggle a finger, the trumpeter wailed. Oh, Bartholomew, what'll I do? I don't know. And I hate to leave you stuck to your horn, but if you can't warn the people of the kingdom, I've got to find someone who can. Out of the room and down the stairs raced Bartholomew Cubbins. I mean, they've got a real problem now, don't they? Huh? It's green stuff. Down to the chamber of the captain of the guards. The captain was humming in front of his mirror, combing the ends of his handsome mustache. Captain, do something, shouted Bartholomew. Do something? Why? Smiled the captain. What's wrong? Captain, haven't you seen the dreadful oobleck? It's coming down now as big as greenish baseballs. Oh, that stuff? Laughed the captain. What's so dreadful about it, lad? You know, I think it's rather pretty. Captain, pleaded Bartholomew, it's dangerous. Nonsense, snorted the captain. Lad, are you trying to frighten me? Captains, my boy, are afraid of nothing. That stuff's harmless. I'll show you. I'll eat some. Oh, whoa. Good or bad idea? Bad choice, huh? Okay. Eat some, gasped Bartholomew. Oh, no. But before Bartholomew could stop him, the captain was leaning out his window, scooping up some oobleck on the end of his sword. Don't, Captain, don't. All right, so this stuff's really coming down now. So we've gone from grape to peanut to cupcake to baseballs.
Can't wait for bowling.
I don't know.
Or elephants.
The captain did. By the time Bartholomew dragged him back into the room, his mouth was glued shut, tight with oobleck. He tried to speak, but no words would come out. All the noble captain of the guards could do was blow a little sticky greenish bubbles. Forgive me for leaving you, Captain, said Bartholomew, but a captain full of bubbles is no help at all. Bartholomew stretched the poor man out. He left him there in his chamber on his chamber floor. Bartholomew went tearing through the zigzag palace hallways. I'll get the king's horse. I'll ride through the country. I'll warn the people of the kingdom myself. He pushed the door open to the royal stables. Bartholomew stopped. He could go no farther. The awful oobleck was plumping down, as big as greenish footballs now. Too late to warn the people of the kingdom. There were farmers in the fields getting stuck to hoes and plows. Goats were being stuck to ducks. Geese were getting stuck to cows. Outside the palace, it was piling up, great greenish tones of oobleck, deeper and deeper on every roof in the land. There was nothing Bartholomew Cubbins could do there. Shaking his head sadly, he stepped back inside. It's all over the place now. Ew. But inside a moment later, it was just as bad as out. With an angry roar, the oobleck was suddenly hitting the palace harder. It was battering and spattering against the walls as big as greenish buckets full of gooey asparagus soup. So now it's in bucket loads, it's coming down. Ugh. Like a sinking sailboat, the whole palace was springing leaks. The oobleck was ripping the windows right off their hinges. It was dripping through the ceilings. It was rolling down the chimneys. It was coming in everywhere, even through the keyholes. From every bedroom in the palace came the howls of the lords and the ladies. Frightened in their nightgowns, they came jumping to their doors. Go back to your beds. Get under your blankets, Bartholomew Cubbins went crying through the halls, but nobody paid the slightest attention. Everyone in the palace started rushing madly about. Okay? He's trying really hard to warn people, isn't he? He warned the king at the beginning, right? I wonder how they get out of this. The royal cook rushed down to the royal kitchen. Bartholomew Cubbins saw him trapped there, stuck to 3 stew pots, a teacup, and a cat. The royal laundress rushed outside to save her laundry. Bartholomew saw her, stuck tight to the clothesline between 2 woolen stockings and the king's best Sunday blouse. Everyone's stuck now. I wonder what they could do to get out of that.
Maybe they can have the wizards water
Call the wizards back, the magicians back?
and the magicians, and they can like get it like
Reverse.
reverse.
They need to do something, right? They need to innovate and design and create something, don't they? Huh? All right. He saw the royal fiddlers. They were stuck to the royal fiddles. Everywhere Bartholomew ran, he saw someone stuck to something. Kind of like the way your head's on over there. So there you go. It's created quite the mess. They were stuck up by the dozens. Every last friend he had in the world was flopping and floundering, all hopelessly caught in the goo. Then suddenly, amidst the hubbub, Bartholomew gasped, "The king. Where was the king?" He'd forgotten all about him.
You can taste it.
Oh, I don't know. It was in the throne room that Bartholomew found him. There he sat, old King Derwin, proud and mighty ruler of the kingdom of Did, trembling, shaking, helpless as a baby. His royal crown was stuck to his royal head. The seat of his royal pants was stuck to his royal throne. Oobleck was dripping from his royal eyebrows. It was oozing from his royal ears. Gross, huh? "Fetch my magicians, Bartholomew," he commanded. "Make them say some magic words and make them stop the oobleck from falling." Bartholomew shrugged his shoulders. "I can't fetch them, your majesty. Their cave on Mount Nekatav is buried deep in oobleck." "Then I must think of some magic words," groaned the king. "Oh, what are those words my magicians say? Shuffle, duffle, muzzle, muff. That's all I can remember, and they don't do any good. The oobleck keeps falling harder." There's the king sitting on his throne, sadly. Huh?
What a dumb idea.
He's really all gummed up. All right, Bartholomew Cubbins could hold his tongue no longer, and is going to keep falling, he shouted, until your whole great marble palace tumbles down. So don't waste your time saying foolish magic words. You ought to be saying some plain, simple words. Simple words? What do you mean, boy? I mean, said Bartholomew, this is all your fault. Now, the least you can do is say the simple words, I'm sorry. No one had ever talked to the king like this before. What? He bellowed. Me? Me say I'm sorry? Kings never say I'm sorry. And I'm the mightiest king in the world. Bartholomew looked the king square into the eyes. You may be a mighty king, he said, but you're sitting in oobleck up to your chin. And so is everyone else in your land. And if you won't even say you're sorry, you're no sort of king at all. Oh. Bartholomew Cubbins turned his back and started for the throne room door. But then Bartholomew heard a great deep sob. The old king was crying. Come back, Bartholomew Cubbins, you're right. It is all my fault, and I am sorry. Oh, Bartholomew, I'm awfully, awfully sorry. And the moment the king spoke those words, something happened. Well, here he is. What do you think happened? Huh? I don't know. Sometimes the words I'm sorry, a lot happens, right? Maybe there was something magic in those simple words, I'm sorry. Maybe there was something magic in those simple words, it's all my fault. Maybe there was, and maybe there wasn't. But they say that as soon as the old king spoke them, the sun began to shine and fight its way through the storm. They say that the falling oobleck globs grew smaller and smaller and smaller. They say that all the oobleck was stuck on all the people and on all the animals of the kingdom of Did just simply, quietly melted away. And then they say Bartholomew took the old king by the sleeve. Things it's going away, the sun's come out. Let's see what happens. He took him by the sleeve and led him up the steps of the high bell tower. He put the bell rope in His Majesty's royal hands, and the king himself rang the holiday bell. Then the king proclaimed a brand new national holiday in honor of the 4 perfect things that come down from the sky. The king now knew that these 4 old-fashioned things, the rain, the sunshine, the fog, and the snow, were good enough for any kings in the world, especially for him, old King Derwin of Did. All right, thank you. All right, guys. You like that story? All right, so you all want to know how to make your own oobleck?
Yes.
Cornstarch and water. Cornstarch,
So
water.
whose classes are you guys in right now?
It's
All and Montoya. So how about this? I'm not going to tell you how to make it today, but I will deliver some to your classrooms tomorrow with the recipe. And you can play with oobleck.
Is it cereal?
It's a surprise.
It's
But I'll
with-
give you the recipe.
It's with. I know the recipe.
Do you? What is it?
Cornstarch and water.
Oh, my hair was like, oh. Thank you guys for listening.
Wait, does this go live here? Does this go live?
Yes. Yes. Why?
I was in the back.
Well, I saw you.
So the moral of the story is that sometimes sorry is the only magic word you need.
Thank you. Sorry. Or I'm sorry it was my fault.
And also, that You take what you can get.
Well, appreciate what's around you, right? And if you make a mistake,
That's certainly not
say
true
I'm
for me.
sorry.
Every time I say I'm sorry, nothing happens. Nothing.
More happens
I'm
than
in
you think.
trouble.
But
When
you're
I'm in
doing the
trouble,
right thing.
I
But you're
say
doing the right thing. More happens
Right.
than you
Keep-
think, True.
Keep doing the right thing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. It was awesome.
I love that book. And I will bring them a book.
Oh, good.
It's also, this is cornstarch water.
I forgot my jacket.
It's fun. But give them something to play with for a day.
All right.
Okay. I don't want to just give the recipe out because I'm on kids.
I make them every summer, so it's
Huh?
fun. I make it every summer, so.
Good luck is fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's what's your reading? That's another thing to do. Yeah, there's a lot of words in that one. That's a couple times I've looked. Okay, just keep pounding through
They
it.
were pretty good.
I skipped one word, I changed one word. I didn't want to go there. So I just weird restraint. I said that I've done that story long enough to know just.
Read out loud the same novel, because I always read with them.
Yes, that's all my novels
And I
also.
Pretty much
all
was
this.
the one who would read loud, because you can't hear them, they do all wacky stuff. I would just gloss over and look out, as I'm reading
They never even saw
never
it.
even notice.
No, they don't,
Okay.
because they hear what
Yeah.
you want them.
Yeah.
And the other reason it's good for us to read is that metacognition. They need to be able to hear what excellent readers do. And they don't know that all these questions, like, I wonder what happens next. And, oh my gosh, we do that mentally all the time. They don't know that they should do that. It's like, yeah, you should. And not on tape. I read them. You're kidding. Okay. Awesome.
He does all the character voices. You totally know who's talking.
I love it, because that's a tough one.
Very tough. I got my son all 7. He's not a great reader. I can't read, but he's not great. And I listen to him. I'm re-listening to them in the car on number 5. So he's one more day. What's happening now? What's happening now?
I should do that. I love audiobooks.
Yeah.
Do we have the diary on audio? I'm gonna buy it. I'll just donate it. It's the so my nephew is the next one he has to do it. And he is a he's very knowledgeable. His class was possibly outside. She really crazy. His teacher, first of all, did not give them school game. You gotta understand. World War II initiative.